becoming a tourist destination in Nigeria and beyond. The federal government, through the National Commissions for Museums and Monuments, has concretized plans to develop the famous Ogodogo and Edegbake caves by enhancing the natural setting to a level that would entice tourists from far and near. David Ayre will show us what's on ground and why the caves are fascinating enough to attract visitors.
It was during the Fuga Cultural Day celebration earlier in September this year that the people of Fuga made a passionate appeal to the federal government to take over and develop the Ogodogo and Edegbake caves as tourist sites. While the Ogodogo cave was the hiding place for the people during the slave trade and later the world wars, the history behind the Edegbake caves have shown that a woman who the cave is now named after shielded a hunter from death when he was pursued by an elephant who accused him of always killing their children.
That is queen of the cave is called Edaogbake. That is the fox. The frog can never be killed by a river. That is the name of the woman. So the woman took Yere and took care of him. When Yere came back, he narrated the story of the episode of the elephant to the quartermen, and they now decided to worship that woman. So they decided to worship the woman. Start from that very time to this day, that worshiping is going on.
The top of the cave has also become a meeting point for religious groups to take advantage of the serene environment to relate with God. The recent visit of the Acting Director General of the National Museums and Monuments, Abdulkarim Kadiri, with a team of tourism experts from Latin American Association, has rekindled the hope of the people. The DG has promised to work out a plan that will fast-track the development of the site.
They have seen what they have not listened to him, what he never knew that existed in this area. We will continue to pray that he should live up to his promises to help to develop this monument.
When these goals are finally achieved, it will be more money for government and development for the people. No doubt, a win-win situation.
So now, I'm sure most of us had no idea of the caves in Fuga. It would be great to see them live, wouldn't it? Still on that, the Rediscover Heritage Bikers Tour is still very much on. We on Newsline have been following them. This time around, the road to some new tourist sites, including the Fuga Caves you just watched. Let's see it again through the eyes of the bikers. Gufajari, who has been their passenger all along, will tell us more.
The tour, which had moved from Cross River State, made a quick stop at the Port Harcourt National Museum. From there, the bikers were hosted to a grand reception by the Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki. Presentations were made and the guests settled into the night, dining and wining.
The bikers coming into Edo now, this is creating awareness, promoting tourism.
They, however, woke up to a visit to the Benin National Museum, opened in 1973 and is home to prizes Benin art and history. And thereafter, a Sako Central Local Government Area of Edo State in Fuga was the next point of call. Leading the delegation, the local government chairman John Arigbe took the bikers to the Ogodogo cave, which is said to have housed more than 200 persons during the war alongside Pythons who helped the locals in fighting their enemies. For the chairman, this cave site will be explored as he intends to draw more attention to it by hosting the first ever cave beauty pageant.
What we are looking at is how do we bring out to bear on the people what we are doing, and how do we allow the whole world know that we have some potentials that we need to showcase so that people will know that we are existing.
Treated to some cultural delight and food, the tourists arrived the Ikperi Kingdom, where the initiator and president of the Nigerian chapter of Lama, Ernest Akikpemelo, alongside his counterpart, Mario Neves, who is the international president, were both conferred with chieftaincy titles.
As the Olesele, that is the best rider.
I'm really happy today.
Honor for me because I do say I had African blood.
This store, which had earlier been flagged off in Abuja by the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, to explore and highlight the vast potentials of tourism, as well as awaken in Nigerians tourist culture, has the minister as the 11th honorary member of the Latin American Motorcycle Association in the 41 years history of the organization.
Gufan, the bikers are having the best adventure. Now, everything colorful happened at the 2018 International Arts and Crafts Expo that recently held in Abuja. Apart from displaying the diverse cultural heritage of Nigeria, it was a platform to connect participants drawn from different countries of the world. Oyinaya Kalu Oka reports that beyond the razzmatazz of the expo was a bit of commerce, and the products were all made in Nigeria.
About 30 countries, 36 states, the FCT, and more than 150 private exhibitors under one roof, all for the business of culture.
The sector is also a recession-proof sector as it recorded growth rate of 3.72% in 2016 and 4.72% in 2017.
But it is about time our governments at all levels to know that this is a sector that the country, that can set the country afire.
It was a melting pot showcasing arts and crafts with rich cultural heritage.
It's very nice, and I think this is my first attempt. Okay. So we are looking forward for the next year also.
We have about 6 countries now asking us how can we partner. Without this exhibition, that window won't be open. So we are very proud that a new beginning for the Nigerian arts and craft and even the creative industry is going to be a wonderful posture of exporting our product to other parts of the world.
Then came the business segment with the investment forum. Organizers of the Expo, the National Council for Arts and Culture, strategize on how Nigeria can tap into the $45 billion industry that is one of the biggest employees in the informal sector.
This is where Nigeria's money lies. It lies in its art and culture. We are going to see a big boom. Nigeria cannot even withstand the boom that is coming.
As it is said, business before pleasure, so the pleasure fell into place with tantalizing and colorful presentations. Folk dance from Haryana, a farming and wrestling community in India, was thrilling. So was the lovely presentation from Bangladesh. Nigeria, the host country, had a wonderful presentation. Then came the icing of the cake from the cultural ambassador, Director General NCAC Otumba Olusegun Ronshewu. And of course, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. With the taste, was it interesting? Yes. It was, and even more. It was a total package which will transform the country's art and craft industry.
Was having the time of our life there, and Nigerians are talented and our cultural presentations are world class. To give honor to whom it is due, it's exactly what happened at the palace of Lamido Adamawa Muhammadu Bakindo Aliyu Mustafa when he turbaned former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the 7th Waziri Adamawa. Yusuf Jika, who covered the event, reports that it was attended by personalities from within and outside the country.
Adamawa Emirate, it is a moment of honoring and celebrating a man who has contributed to the well-being of his people, Atiku Abubakar, with the second office in the Emirate, the Waziri Adamawa. Waziri means the second in command and the head of districts and village heads, as well as the head of traditional title holders in the Emirate. The occasion, which took place in Yola, brought together top government functionaries, former Nigeria's presidents, politicians, captains of industries and traditional rulers to witness the official turbaning of Waziri Adamawa. Lamido Adamawa, Dr. Muhammad Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa said Atiku was chosen for the title because of his love and immense contributions to the development of the Emirate and Nigeria as a whole. Dignitaries at the occasion eulogized the leadership qualities of the former vice president and expressed optimism that he will turn around the fortunes of Adamawa Emirate for the good. Former Nigeria's vice president and the presidential candidate of People's Democratic Party in coming general elections, Atiku Abubakar, who is man of the occasion, knowed enough to convey his gratitude to Adamawa Emirate as he promised to work with other traditional title holders for the betterment of the society.
Similarly, the best of Hausa cultural heritage characterized the turbaning of an illustrious son of the land in the person of Yakubu Garuba Gobre. The title Wazirin Hausa was recently bestowed on him due to his laudable professional achievements and unrivaled generosity to his people. Lawal Ahmed Matazu has details of where and how the celebrant was honored by the monarchy.
All attention by families and well-wishers was focused at the Emir of Daura's palace to witness the turbaning ceremony of Alhaji Yakubu Garba Gobir as Wazir in Hausa. Wazir in Hausa is an important traditional title not only in Daura Emirate but to the 7 Hausa kingdoms and their 7 brothers. The Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Farooq Umar, said the Daura Emirate Council honored Alhaji Yakubu Garba Gobir with a title based on his philanthropic efforts towards the less privileged.
A matsayina da sarkin Daura, sarki mai ba da sarautar ƙasar Hausa, na tabbatar da sarautar wazirin Hausa.
The new Wazir in Hausa has this to say after the turbaning.
To this title now, and from the encouragement that I've received from the Emir of Daura, I'm really enthusiastic to do a lot more.
Other well-wishers who graced the occasion also has this to say about the celebrant.
So it's something that is highly appreciated that the Emir has done for us.
I just wish him all the best with this new title. And it's just a very exciting time, and I'm very, very happy, alhamdulillah.
I'm very excited from Kwara State that one of us is being recognized for his cultural influence and also for being one of the great people, that the good people of Daura.
Garba Gobir is from Ilorin, and having a title of Wazir in Hausa land is very significant.
Congratulations to the Wazir in Hausa on the turbaning. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade, throw in some ice cubes and have a party. This is what a 34-year-old visually impaired gospel singer has done with her story. She's making waves in the music scene and her fan base is growing. Elizabeth Ewuga had a time out with this talent at the popular Tejo Show Market in Lagos, where she was busy marketing and selling her DVDs.
She's obviously unperturbed about her physically shortcoming, which is why she's making the best use of this talent as her gift to the world. She lost her sight in 1998 when she was barely 14 years old. Like other gifted physically challenged artists the world over, Ogochukwu Anieze says she challenged herself to be relevant to society rather than be an object of pity.
I have a gift. Before I'm a beggar, I said I don't want to beg. Let me produce an album. So since then I'm been selling my music. This one is the second album.
I probe deeper into her timeline and here are some defining moments.
When I stay alone, I'll just go a lonely place and be rehearsing it. This is my husband. He's the one helping me. When I produce, we write it down. When I finish writing everything, cram it off, I'll go to studio. I'll go and record it. I'm finding a market. I do not want to. I've not seen anyone. I said, let me be doing it by myself.
An inspiring role model to other visually impaired persons out there, you would agree. Ogochukwu is happily married with 2 children. Her husband said her condition did not deter him from taking his beautiful bride to the altar.
I've been married, let me say 8 years now. You know, marriage is a call. It's a call that is called by God. So when I saw her, I received that call that this is your wife. And I go as directed by God. Through this, a lot of people have been testify of what God have done to their marriage, to their life, to their business. I'm very, very happy that I'm selling it.
No doubt she is doing well in her chosen vocation, a convenient way to earn a good living. Her story is not only encouraging, but a signal to everyone who is hesitant to take advantage of opportunities lying fallow in spite of challenges that seem unsurmountable. I'm sure you're amazed by her natural beauty. Her voice is also melodious, and we must appreciate her husband too. Touching piece that was. We'll take a break now. When we return, you'll get to watch recent events that took place during the week. I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss any. Stay on the line.
Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, invites stakeholders in the Nigerian oil and gas industry to the 18th edition of International Health, Safety and Environment HSE Conference with the theme, Driving Sustainability in the Oil and Gas Industry Through Improved Stakeholders' Environmental Stewardship. Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, will give the keynote address, while the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kachiku, will be the chief host. Date, Monday 26th to Wednesday 28th November 2018. Venue, Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Guests are expected to be seated by 9 a.m. prompt. Announcer, Mr. Mordecai Babaladan, Director, Department of Petroleum Resources.
Hello, Niger.
It's a beautiful day.
And now it's time for some amazing music.
Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Where is it?
What are you searching for?
I'm looking for my Glow SIM because Yakata fever is spreading all over Nigeria with Glow Yakata. When you recharge 100 Naira, you get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family. Plus, up to 6 gig data to browse, chit-chat, WhatsApp, and so much more.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yep. Found it! Found it!
This is it.
Yes!
Yakata. Recharge 100 Naira and get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family, plus up to 6 gigabytes data. Yakata, the heavyweight voice and data plan. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1. The delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water
chance to win your dream holiday. Follow 3 simple steps to enter. Step 1, draw your holiday experience. Step 2, snap a picture. Step 3, send picture, name and address to the WhatsApp number 0902-588-8888. Hurry! Go grab your Indomie packs now. Offer valid till stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie noodles. Tasty nutrition. Good for you.
From our wonderful family, meet our active triplets. Mixology, for example, mixes well with drinks. Then enjoy every quick meal with Slurp It Off. And everywhere you go, there is Go-Gurt. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good. Hollandia.
We have a challenge. My husband has a big interview, but his shirts aren't cleaning well.
Don't panic, Ngozi. Just use Good Mama. Good Mama's extra cleaning power removes all dirt, leaving a wonderful scent. Look, whites are white, colors are bright, and extra fresh.
Now in a 1 kg pack.
He got the job?
What do you think?
Obvious.
Good Mama knows best.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 Naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Sensitivity is a short pain which occurs when teeth are exposed to hot, cold, or acidic things. Cold water from the fridge would trigger sensitivity. A lot of people would accept anyway and just grin and bear the pain. What I would say to the patient is switch to Sensodyne, make it your daily toothpaste. Over a period of time would reduce tooth sensitivity. And a lot of them come back to thank me, to say that, wow, it's just something so simple. It adds the sparkle back into their life.
Welcome back. Parents and guardians in Yagba Federal Constituency, Kogi State, may have many issues to worry about, but certainly not their children's West African Examination Council fees. As a non-governmental organization, the Leke Abejide Foundation recently took over the payment for public school students in the constituency. Rotimi Abel covers the pilot scheme of the initiative, which was implemented in 3 communities. The report is presented from our studios.
And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
It was a moment of excitement for the students and their parents. The students, who are the direct beneficiaries, have every reason to rejoice as their names were captured as students for WAEC. About 2,000 students from 45 schools across Mopamuro, Yagba West and East local government areas were considered as beneficiaries.
Okay, Abejide paid my WAEC fee. I was very, very delighted.
Did you have relieved our burden from our parents?
The bank drafts, which consist of 13,950 naira per student represented to the schools involved as evidence of payment to WAEC, while administrative charges of 1,400 naira per student have also been set aside for payment to the schools. All these payments put together amounts to about 30 million naira. The initiative, a brainchild of Elder Leke Abejide, was conceived about 4 years ago.
Passion for less privileged in the society. And this I've been doing in my station in Kano. When I see those that are not okay financially, materially.
The gesture, according to the convener, is aimed at promoting free education.
It's a 5-year plan. We are going to be paying for the next 5 years.
As things are in our environment here, only the poor ones are in public school.
Not only the students, but we parents.
We think that God will continue to bless him a lot.
Since my enthronement, this is my first time of witnessing this.
Elder Leke Abejide is a House of Representatives candidate of African Democratic Congress, ADC, for Yagba Federal Constituency in the forthcoming 2019 general elections.
Thanks on behalf of the parents and students. Erisco Foods Limited, one of Nigeria's leading indigenous manufacturing companies, has unveiled improved versions of some of its products in Lagos. The company also introduced its brand ambassador to consumers. Annie Daniels was at the epic event.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Famous actress Chioma Chukwukakpota officially accepts the endorsement as the new face of Erisco Foods Limited. Chief Executive Officer, Erisco Foods Limited, Chief Eric Umofia, says Chioma's assignment is to further promote the acceptance of made in Nigeria goods. The company, in its desire to ensure that consumers get value for money and live healthy, improved its products. The improved products are Najiko 3-in-1 Gari Mix, which comprises Gari, sugar and milk, the first of its kind in Nigeria, and it provides a balanced nutritional meal. Others are Erisco Milk Cubes, designed to cater for the nutritional needs of children and adults, as well as the Erisco Richjiko and Najiko brands of tomato paste.
The unveiling is about the freshness and is about the more safety of it. We develop a lot of technology to make it more safe. Even from the tin is more guaranteed now, more safe one that will eat without any fear of any contamination like other ones.
Mafia emphasized his clamor for a policy banning the importation of tomato paste in Nigeria. The brand's new ambassador, Chioma Chukwukakpota, and several distributors couldn't agree more.
Because I am of the Made in Nigeria team. Most advanced nations that we see and hear of today grew themselves, by themselves.
With Erisco tin tomatoes, that's so customers they rush. The food no they even waste time, you don't finish. I'm proud of Erisco tomatoes.
Erisco Foods Limited is an indigenous manufacturing company and has developed innovative products using locally sourced raw materials to grow Nigeria's economy.
Erisco Foods keeps raising the bar when it comes to made in Nigeria products. Ingenious. Now, as the Amazing Grace Pentecostal Church worldwide rolled out its drum this year to thank God for his sustenance in the past 2 decades, founder of the church, Bishop Grace Dauji, says there is every reason to be grateful. This was at the 2018 annual convention Thanksgiving in Lagos. Joy Ken Abakboya, who witnessed the events at the church's headquarters, brought back joyous moments of the celebration.
It was celebration
Celebration galore as members of the Amazing Grace Pentecostal Church from across the country and beyond converged on its headquarters in Lagos to appreciate God's faithfulness and the successful completion of the church's annual convention. The Thanksgiving service was also to mark the church's 22nd anniversary.
We started 22 years ago. It was so challenging. There are difficult situations, but our God never disappointed us.
We appreciate God and give Him all the glory because only He has brought us this far.
Prayers and prophecies poured out from the pulpit as guest speaker Bishop Kayode Odulaja ministered.
I prophesy today.
Founder and presiding bishop of the Amazing Grace Pentecostal Church, Grace Dauji, charged Nigerians to depend on God at all times for solutions to challenges.
We can feel the atmosphere of God in this convention, that God Himself will reverse the irreversible in our families, in our life, in our businesses, most especially in our country, Nigeria. Nobody can handle it, nobody can change the situation except God.
The theme of the 2018 convention is Reversing the Irreversible. The Amazing Grace Pentecostal Church, established in 1996 with a vision to win souls for the expansion of God's kingdom, has over the years been involved in empowering widows, orphans, and the less privileged in the society.
Elsewhere, it was 3 days of praise worship administration for renewal of the spirit of evangelism and for God to sustain the peace in Nigeria all through the coming general elections. The event was the 13th National Conference of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal of Nigeria at its National Service Center in Ubuluku, Delta State. Agatha Egwarojo reports.
The movement of the Catholic Charismatic Renewal is traceable to the event of Pentecost in the Upper Room in Jerusalem, an event captured in the Acts of the Apostles of the Holy Bible. Its presence in 55 dioceses of the Church in Nigeria is in evangelism. Once in 3 years, the faithful gather at the National Service Center to renew their commitment to the spread of the gospel and continued growth of the Catholic Church. It's been 3 years and they have converged on this ground again from all parts of the country to praise God, pray for the spirit of renewal in the church, peace in the nation, and successful elections.
Let your glory manifest in Nigeria.
Like this, Jesus the sweet. I don't have any mouth to say the goodness of the Lord.
We have been dwelling in His presence.
Many parishes have been erected in places. Some members of the CCRN first visited and preached the word of God to them. I commend you for your hard work.
What we want is peace in Nigeria, and this is going to be translated into peaceful election.
When we have received what we have received, the power of the Holy Spirit, we try to express that through our lives in our own various communities.
Dispose the entire soul for the touch of the Holy Spirit.
There were ministrations and prophetic utterances.
Somebody, somewhere, will remember you and favor you.
9 provinces of the renewal in Nigeria offered their thanks to God at the close of the conference in optimism that their prayers have been answered.
What we are seeing is the inner joy we have for God, and we are here praying as a country in love.
Take note, this joy will remain with the renewal in Nigeria forever. We look forward to the manifestation of the miracles that are already taking place in our lives.
The spiritual exercise also included the inauguration of a committee for the establishment of the Catholic Charismatic University of Nigeria.
Wow. Still on beyond powerful events, the University of Benin sits pretty amongst the second generation of Nigerian universities. It has churned out skilled manpower in their thousands. This year, 11,830 scholars passed through its portals at the 44th convocation ceremony. Ifoma Okafo brings details.
Edo State drips with history and tradition. It has its revered monarchy, its moats, its famous dances and songs. Not far behind and more modern is the great University of Benin, an important part of the landscape. It has continued to serve the state and the wider Nigerian public at all seasons. The convocation is the high point of its academic calendar as it formally brings it to a close. The 2018 convocation has a special resonance as it remarkably hosts both the 44th convocation as well as the 48th Founders' Day. The university is honored to have President Muhammad Buhari at the ceremony, represented by the JAM boss. He hopes that the university entrepreneurial skills will open new doors of opportunity for the Nigerian economy.
It is my hope and expectation that management and staff will ensure they reciprocate the gestures with commensurate commitment to excellence and academic services.
There is also some amount of royal wisdom on offer. Chancellor of the university, His Highness Muhammad Sanusi II, applauds the president for creating the right environment for the university system of free thought to flourish.
Serve as a basis for the great challenges that lie ahead of you as you move into the larger society.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Faraday Orunwe, said takes the opportunity to share the deeds and dreams of the university.
These young men and women about to be admitted into diploma and degrees of the university have demonstrated proficiency and commitment.
The crowning glory is the conferment of honorary degree of Doctor of Letters and a Professor Emeritus to deserving personalities. For all the graduates, the ivory tower produced a feeling of true edification.
When you have learned to certain degrees, it's a challenge for you to contribute your learning to improve society.
Congratulations to all the graduates. The reward for hard work, dedication, and selfless service to humanity was made manifest when the Executive Director Marketing, Salihu Dembos, and Assistant Director News, Cordelia Ukoma, both of the Nigerian Television Authority, were inducted as Fellows of the Institute of Credit Administration. Elizabeth Omoriu, who captured the moments, reports that they were decorated at an investiture ceremony in Lagos.
Bear true and faithful allegiance to the Institute of Credit Administration of Nigeria.
The newly inducted credit managers pledging their allegiance to ideals of integrity. For our very own Executive Director Marketing, Dr. Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, who was represented by the Zonal Director, NTA Lagos Network Center, attaining this milestone is a commendation for his sense of professionalism and credibility.
He was one time the president of Ratau in this country, so therefore he has actually given a lot in the country. Right now, together with the NTA management at the headquarters, they are shaping the marketing scene in NTA so that it now becomes one of the reference points in the country, especially when it comes to marketing, television products, and so on and so forth.
NTA's Assistant Director News, Cordelia Ukoma, promised to build upon the achievements that inspired her recognition and investiture as a Fellow of the Institute.
I thank God for this day, that I was found worthy and picked to be a Fellow of the Institute of Credit Management. I believe it's the work I've done over the years while on the economic and business beat, because when I came to Lagos, I didn't know them. They just recognized me.
Speakers at the investiture in their various presentations emphasized the need for credit managers to consider themselves problem solvers by bringing skills to bear in tackling some of the challenges confronting the financial sector.
They should do more than they have done so far to help in the development of the credit economy of this country.
High point of the ceremony was the Institute's Credit Industry Awards for Business Managers. In the category, the Executive Director Marketing of the NTA, Dr. Salihu Abdulhamid Dembus, was named Credit Management Director of the Year. Dr. Salihu Abdulhamid Dembus is a recipient of Honorary Doctorate Degree of Commonwealth University London, full member, Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, and a fellow of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. The ceremony climaxed with a cocktail.
Congratulations to our very own EDM Dembos and ADM. Religious tolerance was exemplified when the Methodist Church of Nigeria found a Muslim worthy of an award of excellence for his remarkable dexterity as a broadcast journalist. When the awardee was honored, brings us the sights and sounds of the event that took place in
Supply of arms and ammunition to the troops are in abundance for them to be on top of their game.
That is Mohammed Abdul Kadir doing what he knows how to do best in counter operations against insurgency in the northeast and other military-related operations.
Over 1,000 personnel of the Nigerian Army in Abuja proved their eligibility.
Having left the defense beat for 2 years, Mohammed Abdul Kadir's exploits on defense reportage is still remembered. No wonder the Methodist Church Nigeria in Lagos rolled out the drums to honor him for his selfless efforts and contributions to global peace through impactful reportage, which has not only helped to sustain societal peace, but unity among the people. This award is symbolic, coming from a Christian community to a Muslim faithful.
For the prelate to single-handedly sign this letter and say, no, you are due for this recognition. Who am I? I'm not a Christian, but today I'm in the midst of my brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers from all over the country saying, you are being recognized. I never expected it.
I was watching him. He would go to Borno, he would go to Adamawa, he would go to Yobe, he would go to and he was wearing sometimes military uniform. I said, who is this type of man that is not a soldier, but is in the field? It takes courage. It takes patriotism to do that type of thing. That's why I singled him out.
On this missionary journey of peace, Mohammed Abdul Kadir remains indebted to his family, who created the conducive atmosphere to enable him achieve this feat.
In those days, if he's on assignment in Sambisa Forest, I used to be very, very afraid because of the fear of unknown.
I always pray for him to come back safely and without being wounded or anything.
I'm very proud of the award he's receiving, and I think my daddy has really raised the bar so high, not for only his colleagues as reporters, but even we, his children, to surpass his record.
His reportage on the defense beat has earned him several accolades, and this was attested to by some of his colleagues.
He knows how to encourage someone to go about doing the job, and getting this award, I think it's well deserved.
He's a very hard-working man. I've worked with him. In fact, he never gets tired.
As a fearless, battle-tested and courageous defender of the national territorial integrity in the media, Mohammed Abdul Kadir was embedded with the troops on Operation Zaman Lafia that transformed into Operation Lafia Dole under the present administration in the fight against terrorists in the northeast.
It couldn't have been possible if not for the support of the good colleagues, better leadership, and better platform provided by NTA for us to be able to achieve this feat.
Congratulations to hardworking Muhammad. Don't forget that the reward for hard work is more work. So get ready, my dear colleague. Congrats again. Another break is due. We shall take it and return to tell you more about some celebrants and their events. Stay on the line.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There is no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement.
Want to know what's coming, guys? The free beach ball! I guess I'd better start again. Oh, here we go, everybody. Free beach ball! Yes, guys, there's a free beach ball in every carton of Capri Sun. Get a carton, get a ball. It's time to play some more. Way!
Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day.
Did you know that 90% of brain growth occurs in the first 5 years of a child's life? DHA is an essential nutrient that supports brain growth and its key functions. Peak 456 grain of milk is specially formulated with DHA for children 4 to 6 years old to help them grow up strong and smart.
You gotta have a smile, no matter what it takes. Gotta take pure bliss now. I love the way it tastes. Feel the pure bliss burst from the toes to your face. Gotta take pure bliss now. Feel the bliss today. Say oh, 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 oh. Gotta take feel the bliss today.
Light up your day with Pure Bliss milk cookies. Also available Pure Bliss milk cream wafers and rich cocoa biscuit.
Discover the all-new Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Lotion, specially formulated with Nivea's Deep Moisture Serum and Africa's natural cocoa for 48-hour deep moisture. Glowing, radiant skin with nourishing cocoa lotion from Nivea. Now say goodbye to dry skin with great Nivea specials this Harmattan season.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, a delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water to get an instant chocolatey treat. Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1. Just add hot water.
It's an African one. Whether you come here to break dance, you come here to shake hands, you come here to make plans. Ever would it reach us motherland? Whether you come here to rock with me, I mean not to find food, everything they ever would it reach us motherland? Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa.
Nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home.
This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 Naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Hey kids, the holidays are over, but the excitement is still on. Draw what you did in your holidays and you stand a chance
chance to win your dream holiday. Follow 3 simple steps to enter. Step 1, draw your holiday experience. Step 2, snap a picture. Step 3, send picture, name and address to the WhatsApp number 0902 588 8888. Hurry! Go grab your Indomie packs now. Offer valid till stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
My name is Hadia Halita Aliu, a NITEL pensioner, having served very meritoriously and even serving on the Pension Reform Steering Committee. I ended up without a pension. The National Council on Privatization, under the chairmanship of Vice President Atiku Abubakar at that time, decided to pay us 3 years pension on a take it or leave it basis. Over 16,000 NITEL MTEL pensioners have struggled to get their pensions restored. Unfortunately, all attempts with successive administrations, did not yield any dividends. The quality of our lives, has been severely impacted, by the stoppage of our pension. President Muhammadu Buhari heralded good tidings. Over 10,000 of our members have already been restored to payroll. We are very, very happy. We are very, very grateful.
Glad to have you back. The average girl fantasizes about being swept off her feet by a Prince Charming, and together they will live happily ever after. For Fatima Masuru Dan Ali, her fairy tale came through when she exchanged vows with her prince, Mukhtar Aliyu. Najatu Tijani reports.
Weddings are special occasions which unite families and herald a new beginning for the couple. For the daughter of the Minister of Defense, Fatima Mansur Ali, and her groom, Mukhtar Aliyu, their new chapter began with the nikah or wedding contract at Sultan Bello Jumat Mosque, Kaduna, with many dignitaries in attendance. Former Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambu represented the bride, while General Gado Nasco stood in for the groom, who gave 50,000 naira as the bridal token. The chief imam of Sultan Bello Jumat Mosque, Dr. Suleiman Muhammad Adam, performed the marital rites.
One of them has to give his duty very well. Otherwise, all the marriage will not be succeed.
If the nikah was fancy, the wedding banquet in Abuja was even more glamorous. From the elaborate decor of the banquet hall and the 5-tier cake to the grand entrance by Fatima Mansur and Mukhtar, the setup was like a fairy tale. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshimbajo and other well-wishers ensured that the day was all about the brightly dressed couple with prayers, blessings and thanksgiving.
Such a great future ahead of you, and I want to say that as with every wedding and every marriage, enjoy yours.
I'd like to encourage you to ensure that prayer is not missing in your home and godliness is not missing in your character. I wish you the very best.
God, let them be confident about their relationship, let them support each other, let them keep loving each other.
Marriage is all about patience, the ball is all about understanding.
They require a lot of reliance on God and also ensuring that they continue to remind themselves of the teachings of the Quran and of Islam.
Learn to live and grow the family together.
I wish them a very happy married life, and I congratulate my dear brother, the Honorable Minister.
Indeed, as the young couple who met as undergraduates at the American University of Nigeria, Yola, embark on a bright journey, well-wishers can only hope for fruits of the union.
Was indeed a fairy tale wedding. Happy married life to the couple. Love is a 4-letter word that binds people together, just like it did with the families of former Assistant Inspector General of Police Ahmed Zanna Daura and the house of Alhaji Isiaka Usman when their son Abdul Malik Sani Ahmed and daughter Meena Isiaka Usman legalized their relationship of many years. Hawal Salisu, who attended the wedding ceremony in Kano, reports the distinguished personalities on the occasion.
family, friends, and well-wishers of the bride and the groom converged on Hontoro Central Mosque in the ancient city of Kano to serve as witnesses to the wedding Fatiha of Abdul Malik Sani Ahmed and his bride Minal Isiaka Usman. The sum of 100,000 naira was paid as dowry, which paved the way for marital rites. The deputy chief imam of the Jumu'at Mosque, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Yakasi, presided over the wedding Fatiha. Apart from witnessing the wedding Fatiha, the parents of the bride and groom advised the newly wedded couple to ensure patience in their marital life.
It is my prayers that the spouse, that is my son and his wife, have a blessed marital life.
I wish the couple happy married life, love, peace, and prosperity.
They should live peacefully.
I want to advise them it's not going to be all rosy.
The bride and the groom were treated to a sumptuous dinner at Arabian Night. It was a night of fun all through, as guests were thrilled to a cultural entertainment. The bride and the groom described the occasion as one of the memorable in their life history.
We urge family and friends to help us with prayers for a fruitful marriage.
I feel very happy and fulfilled.
For Abdul Malik and Minal, the wedding ceremony has come and gone, but its memory will continue to linger for a long time to come.
It was a fabulous wedding. We wish them a lot. Slowly but surely we are running off, but before we drop anchor, there's one more break and then we give honor to the departed.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
With gratitude to God Almighty, the family of late Timothy Udechukwu of Onitsha Omohol village, Newu South local government area of Anambra State, announced the passing away unto higher glory of our son, brother, father, and uncle. Burial arrangement, service of songs, Monday, 29th November 2018, time 6 p.m. Venue at the late Chukwuebuka's residence, plot 538 Karo Village, Extension 2, Abuja. Funeral ceremony, Thursday, 29th November 2018, time 10 a.m. Venue, late Chukwuebuka's compound, Bokoro Akaba Umuhu Village, Newu South local government area of Anambra State. Interment follows immediately at the deceased compound. Announcer Chika Udechukwu for the family.
Dignitaries from across the country, including former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, serving and past governors of Kwara State, have paid their last respects to the first military governor of Kwara State, Brigadier General David Bamiboye, in his hometown of Muaron. Deborah Agbola reports the speakers at the funeral service described the late general as an astute administrator, humble and passionate Nigerian.
That 3 salute gunshots by the officers of the Nigerian Army signifies the last military honor bestowed on late Brigadier General David Bamiboye. Earlier, speakers at the Cathedral of St. Paul's, Umuaron, venue of the funeral service, described General Bamiboye as a detribalized, patriotic, and God-fearing Christian who devoted his life and times to developing humanity and his community, Umuaron. They commended his ability at a tender age for laying solid foundation for growth and development of Kwara State with the establishment of various institutions and facilities for the people of the state.
He was one of the best governors that I had during my time. They shall love God, he cared for people of God, and he did not discriminate. Even
after he retired from the military service, Brigadier Bamboy remained a bridge builder, humanitarian, community leader, and politician.
He's an exemplary in his service to Nigeria, and we're all proud of him.
Children, relatives, and friends of the Bamigboye's family described David Bamigboye as an irreplaceable gem whose memory will be cherished forever.
He was a very good father, very supportive, and very kind. He was my rock. He was one whom I usually run to when I have difficult times.
But I will miss him most.
The program featured special rendition by the church choir, presentation of victory sword by the Knights of the Cathedral, and Thanksgiving session.
Amen. We are done for tonight. We'll open another book of fresh stories just for you come Sunday next week. I promise they will all be exclusives. Thanks for staying on the line. Make sure you do well during the week. Of course, Ali Baba is in the studio already. He's looking rather somber tonight. What's the problem?
Thank you so much. We're looking at our girls have made us very proud. The Falcons are doing so well. We thank them also, and we expect that the men will repeat the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great week.
You too. The show comes up shortly. Make sure you watch that. From me, good night and God bless Nigeria.
My name is Orioye Benedict Baishimure. I am a native of Odunje Mitale community, Odunla in the Ilaja local government area. I am an Empower beneficiary and teach, to be precise.
Empower has seriously impacted into my business and my local community. Before the advent of the Empower